Groaners, here we go again on the Groan around again in the fairground we know as the Groan Zone. Easter will soon be upon us, but that is then. Let's focus on the now with episode 129. Hopefully both myself and my microphone don't fall out again, but whoops, I dropped the groan bag. Oh, look at it all, it's all falling everywhere. We've got some groans there, some games there, more entertainment there and more content there. Speaking of which, your games are Gimme the Question, Talking Nonsense, and Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. Just to say, Groaners, you may hear a volume uptake there. I just noticed as I was recording, it had gone down to mid-range, so sorry for the sudden spike in my voice. Don't worry, you haven't lost your marbles. I've lost mine, you haven't lost yours. On a little side note, in editing, I got this problem fixed, so hopefully the audio is in sync. And now back to the rest of the show. Your groan this week comes in from Alma of Brisbane, Australia via Facebook Messenger. But heading off the rest of the show at the pass is me, yours truly, Mr. E. Groaner, and I got 3 groans for you. The April tax rise. So every year, the cost of living goes up. It just so happens to be every April. Tell me why this should happen. A mobile phone contract going up by 10 quid, or Pringles getting 50 pence added on. It's like they added money into your pay at some point, but then they do all this crap with prices to take what little money you've had off the government away from you. Why? What changed in the year? Was it something difficult to get bananas or something? I mean, come on. Nothing's changed in a year. Dentist prices should stay the same, phone contracts should stay the same, everything should stay the same unless we're told why. People who have no idea. By this, I mean people who comment on something they know nothing about and especially showing no empathy. You make an offhand comment to someone and that person gets upset. Why don't you think, maybe I'll just shut my mouth as I don't know what they're going through? Just an idea. People who look at you as they pass you. What are you gawping at me for? Have I got 8 legs or have I grown a trunk since leaving the house? It's also worse when people look at you from a shop window or their own house. What are you doing, you strange idiot? I was walking past a restaurant in New York when I was there the other week, and this guy gave me the most evilest look I've ever seen from a restaurant window. What was I guilty of? Walking past him. Mate, you're the one eating. I was just walking to go do something. I don't know who you are. Wow. That's my groans free for another week, whilst the others languish in a groanatorium. I reckon we need a game now, in the form of Gimme the Question. Are the groaners listening live? Are they ready? Indeed they are. You at home, groaner, clearly you've tuned in, you must be ready as well. I hope you are, cause it's now time to play round 1. Your answer is the front face lock. Your questions are A. What is considered to be one of the earliest moves in modern wrestling? B. What was banned in wrestling until the late 70s? Or C. What wrestling move got a revival in the Attitude Era of WWE? Go Groaners live, give me your questions please. Groaner at home, you do the same. They've done it now. What we got coming in? We have a load of C's flying in there. Tons of them coming in. C, 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 C. We have an A flying in there. A B. Another B. Another B. Another B. And any more? Another couple of C's there. Okay, I hear you loud and clear, Groaners. Gotcha. Round 2. Your answer is Ashton Kutcher. Your questions are A. Which actor sued WWE for mocking his TV show Punk'd? B. Which actor sued Mariah Carey in 2025 there, in 2005 for royalties for appearing in a music video but getting no credit? Or C, which actor has a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Go Groaners live, questions please. Those at home Groaners, you know what to do. We've got B's flying in there, A's flying in there, B's and A's flying in there. Any more? A C, another C, any more? Some more A's there. Got you Groaners, okay. That's it. Moving on, last round, round 3. Your answer is 2024. Your questions are A. In what year was the crime rate in London at its peak? B. In what year did Newcastle United play their worst football games? That's soccer to those in America. Or C. In what year was Rhyl in Wales named as having the best fish and chips? Go Groaners live. Questions please. Those at home, you know what to do. C's flying there. C's, 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 C's. I think the Groaners have decided there. Any more? There's just a ton of C's flying in as I speak there, Groaners. Okay, I think we'll wrap that one up there. With that, the answers will come later, but Admin Nicole darkens the lights in the Groan Zone for her creepy corner now. Your story for this week is called From Love to Dread. The big day had finally arrived. Valencia watched from the window as everyone ran around outside getting everything ready. She couldn't help but look at herself in the mirror and admire the wedding dress that Vega created from the very same constellations that covered her body. In a way, the dress felt like an extension of herself. It gave her a familiar sense of calm, having something like that. Ivy walked into the room to ask Valencia if her dress was appropriate. Valencia smiled as she sat down with Ivy. She explained to her that the star on her dress was none other than the North Star. Valencia found no other star to be more fitting for Ivy. The North Star is the one that guides the lost and offers hope to the weary. She had always seen Ivy as braver than she knew, so she made sure her dress would match. She then took Ivy's hand and showed her the light show glaring through the windows. In actuality, Vega and Grim were arguing on the best state for the moon for the wedding, so Vega kept swapping it between a supermoon and a blood moon. Valencia wondered what others would think upon seeing such a sight as they looked up at the night sky. How Coco and Dread might think as they saw it. She really hoped they were doing well, especially Gaia. She was still so young after all. Then Viola burst into the room sobbing and apologising. Valencia wasn't sure why at first, until she realised her dress was different. This wasn't my fault. I got my dress on and everything, then Grim decided I was on the wrong side and made a big deal out of it, since I technically work for him now. Please don't be mad, Viola explained. Valencia wasn't happy. It would have meant everything to have her sister by her side, but she understood the reality of things. Death maidens were loyal to death. It would seem strange if their leader was something to side with the darkness instead. She knew it was merely politics and the state of things, so she reassured Viola it was going to be alright. Naturally, in response, Viola promised to end anyone who dared step out of line, no matter whose side it was. Viola gave Valencia one final embrace before taking Ivy and heading outside, making sure everything was ready to start and to sort the issue with the moon. In the end, Vega was able to combine the two and create a super blood moon. It created a stronger reddish hue than he had wanted, but Grim was pleased with the results. Not every battle can be won after all. Valencia prepared herself to open the doors and begin the next chapter of her life, or afterlife. She was never truly sure where she fit in that way. Not dead, not alive, but not completely sure what she was. Yet she knew she was a guardian of the stars, and that would become enough. As she reached for the handle, the old man called to her from behind, asking if she was ready. He offered her his arm, ready to walk his daughter down the aisle. As the doors opened, Vega stood waiting at the bottom of the stairs, ready to take her other arm. A life she never thought she would ever get to live, as she fought harder than ever to stop her tears from pouring out as she walked down the aisle with both of her fathers and a bouquet of moon lilies that Ivy happily took hold of for her. This was no happy ending, nor was it a happy beginning. She didn't need either of those things. This was simply a brand new chapter, and she couldn't wait to see how it would go. The wedding itself was beautiful, trouble-free. Not a single thing went wrong. Grim had one of his most trusted reapers officiate the wedding. Rings of pure obsidian with stars around the edges carved from moonstones and a small ruby skull in the centre. The perfect representation of death and darkness. Damien cried with such joy. Like Valencia, he too had a difficult life while alive, yet he's made peace with his actions and with his promise to help others so they don't make the same mistakes he did. Now with Valencia by his side, he knew he could do more, help more, and he looked forward to that day coming. He didn't care how hard it would be, as long as they had each other, he knew nothing would ever be too difficult. Their first dance was under the stars and the red light of the moon. It was so magical that for one single day all worries and fears had truly left all of them. A much needed respite in the chaos of the war that was looming over them. Viola couldn't take her eyes off Fawn and Ivy dancing together. It made her wonder what life could have been like if her life wasn't taken away from her in an instant. Would she have gotten to enjoy peaceful events like this? Would life have been kind to her if she was just allowed to live a little longer? No matter what happened or how much of a past she could move past, she could never forget how much she missed her mother and the time that was stolen from them both. Viola was snapped out of her thoughts by an ominous feeling. There was a present on the table, neatly wrapped with a little bow, but she could see the look on Valencia's face. She herself could feel something awful coming from that box. Grim warned the Reapers to be ready for whatever was inside. Viola kept Fawn and Ivy near her. Valencia went to approach the box, but the old man stopped her. He asked Vega to stay with her. He would be the one to open it. Everyone took a step back while the old man slowly and carefully got close to the box. He lifted the lid, and as the sides began to fall, all it took was a single glance for Valencia and Ivy to gasp in shock. Then they all saw it. Viola looked at Valencia and grabbed Ivy tighter. Valencia told the old man to get away. The box. It couldn't be, but it had to be. Inside the box was a shattered snow globe. Then came the footsteps from behind them as everyone turned to look. Miss me? Oh Lord. Are we seeing the return of an old ally or enemy for Valencia and the gang? Nice work, Nicole. There'll be more creepy next week, Groaners. Over to me again as we ask, why oh why? What is it about men's changing rooms or toilets that they have to have busted lockers in gyms, or the toilets have to be messed up? Or worse yet, there has to be pee all over the floor or toilet, and of course it has to be unflushed. Do these guys who cause this have any standards? Because it's stupid and filthy. Men breaking or messing things up. No change there then. I just have to ask, why oh why? We've had our whys, but we flip-flop back to groans, as you've had my groans, but here is one from Alma, as stated earlier. When people ask you a question and they talk over you when you reply, I just cannot stand this. I find it so rude. Good short groan there, Alma, and don't worry, I only talk after my groaners. Now if you want to take part in the show like Alma's done, you can drop us a groan, or any content suggestions. You can nominate a Hero Zero of the Week. You can tell us a little story about what's going on in your life. You can give us an unlucky story. You can nominate a that's creepy story, or anything else that you've heard in the show from the past. You got any ideas that's especially good? How can you do this? Drop us an email at thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can find admin Nicole on Facebook Messenger under Nicole Amos. You can do the same for myself. You can find me under Mystery Groaner. You can join on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. You can come along on Discord and join in the fun offline or online. If you join online, that's live at 8:30 Greenwich Mean Time every Friday. If plans do change, we will do our best to push out a little note to say, not recording today, next day, whatever happens. You can also listen along on YouTube, as well as comment on YouTube. You can also comment on Podbean, and perhaps any other platforms that you listen on. We'll do our level best to take into account what you say, and then we'll get back to you. Thanks a lot, Groaners. It does make sense to contact us, Groaners, but what doesn't make sense is talking nonsense. Round 1. Your clue is, this non-alcoholic drink is known to be tangy. Your nonsense is, meow those. Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Round 2. Your clue is, I couldn't do the podcast without this. Your nonsense is a no for him. Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Round 3. Your clue is, I'm a zero sugar version of a popular soft drink. Your nonsense is Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Answers are coming soon, Groaners. We now name our hero of the week. I may be taking the mick a little bit here this week, but I'm going to say the penguins and seals of Heard and McDonald Island. Why? Because they pushed on through the tariffs being hit around the world. To make you aware, there are no humans on these islands, and you can only access them by going on a 2-week boat trip from Perth, yet they were still hit with tariffs, even though there are no human beings there. Well done, penguins and seals. Now, Groaners, we give it to admin Nicole again as she hits us with more wordy joy with anagram anxiety. Your anagram for this week is Thy onions are rice. Ali rug lally. Meth in the moon, gluten in lily. That sounds like so there's something wrong with my tongue there, but that will appear on Podbean and everywhere else. So don't forget, you want to put on anagram anxiety? Have a look on whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, and you'll see it there. You can play along. But your clue is represents the protein titin. That's Titin. But bloody hell, Nicole, how the hell were we expected to get this? Good luck, Groaners, because we're all gonna need it. And with luck, when you played the games, you might have scored points. It's game answer time. From last week, who the hell am I? Your answer was Goldie Hawn. Give me the question. Round 1. Your answer was the front face lock. Your correct question was A. The others are the duck under and the belly to the back pile driver. Round 2. Your answer was Ashton Kutcher. Your correct question was C. He does indeed have a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And round 3. Your answer was 2024. Your correct question was C. That was the year in which Rillin Wales was named as having the best fish and chips. Here we have the answers to Talking Nonsense. Round 1. Your nonsense was soda and lime. Round 2. Your nonsense was a microphone. Round 3. Your nonsense was Dr. Pepper Zero. Well done if you got any of those, Groaners, because they were hard this week. Wrapping up there, Groaners, we hope you scored some points and had fun along the way. We'll be back next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Greetings, Groaners. Here we go again on the Groaner. Damien cried with such joy